Welcome back to Satisfactory version 1, and the day has finally come. Today we're going to unlock phase 5 and move to tier 9 and phase 5, the completely new content that came with version 1. We start this journey in Dima's factory. This is probably one of the oldest factories still alive, still working, where we were making versatile frameworks. We are then sending this versatile framework over here into this truck depot, right? We have this truck depot there, and then there was a truck that was driving all the way to the space elevator. Now I have killed this belt from here to there, and instead the belt is going that side into a new mini factory. It's really a mini factory. You'll see it's not like we're making tons of different stuff, but with that we're going to transform this versatile framework into the magnetic field generator. And if you see at the top over here, the magnetic field generator is the only one that I haven't delivered. I'm going to show you also, of course, how we made all 4, but this is the only one we haven't really delivered to the elevator. So we have actually 2 of these assemblers making 1 per minute, so we're making 2 per minute, so it's a pretty good production. Now you may be wondering why. Well, because basically each of them is using 2.5 versatile framework per minute, and I was making 5. In this factory over here, I was already making 5. Actually, I can show you quickly. I haven't changed that factory at all, but we used to make 5. And so with this 5, we can make 2 per minute. This will require, those 5 versatile framework, but also 2 electromagnetic control rods. So this is what we've added into the factory, what's actually being made at the bottom there, right? I can show you, this is making 2 at 50% underclocked, right? No need to produce more. This is using stators and AI limiters in the normal recipe. We're not even using a special recipe here. So the stators and AI limiters, as you can see, they're coming here and there. So we have here the AI limiters, again, underclocked to make just what we need. So we have the copper sheet and the quick wire. And then on this side, we have the steel pipes and the wires. And again, this is all normal recipes so far. So if you're thinking, here you're gonna need some copper, you're gonna need some caterium, and here you're gonna need some copper or iron, and here some iron or some steel, depending on the recipes you're using. Basically, everything is gonna come very close. We have actually already on site, some iron and some copper, and we have the caterium that's really not that far. I just belted it. This is this belt you can see over here. Let me show you slightly into the distance, right? We have basically the mine here. We have a couple of refineries so that we take the ore and the water to make more caterium ingots, and then we transform those ingots into the quick wires. The quick wires comes over here, right? Goes down and into this assembler. And then we're bringing the steel pipes, the wire and the copper sheet from over here. It's not that far. This is the copper mine that didn't exist before. And then we also have this belt here that comes from here, where we already had all of this, right? This is all of the versatile framework factory. The only thing I did is, I added one splitter over here with those 2 smelters to make some iron ingots. It goes into this one here to make some steel pipe with an alternate recipe this time. If you want to do it with coal, there is also coal there, so you could make steel. It's just a bit more complex, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna bother. Let's just use the alternate recipe, make the steel pipes over here. And then, as I said, on the other side we have a new mine. It wasn't used before. That's going to make 300 of copper ore, and that's going to be transformed here into our typical blueprint of smelters to transform into copper ingots. And those copper ingots go over here to make the 2 things we need: a bit of copper sheet, right, and also a bit of wires. And this is all sent there, as I said, back into that factory to make this. And as you saw, this is basically all full. It's not that, it's yellow, not because there is a problem, it's just because it's all full. I haven't started, there is no awesome sink here. I guess we can start adding an awesome sink to not lose any points. But yeah, this is all full and working on 100% if we were using it. To make 2 magnetic field generator per minute, it goes into this drone port, and this drone port is going to go, you guessed it, to the same place as all of my other drones are going, into this new hub there, right? We have even more than before, and we've also put the space elevator there. Our space elevator used to be just over here, right? Just into our main base. Actually, we can see where the docking station is. Yeah, it's here. So it used to be there. Now it's gone, and it's gone all the way here. So we're gonna go there so that I can show you, all three of the other production and also start delivering the magnetic field generators to the space elevator. But let's check it because I showed you the production at least of it. And yeah, don't hesitate to tell me if you have any questions. But yeah, this is how we're gonna move to phase 5 in this episode. I hope you're excited. And here we are, the drone hub, as I said, has grown, right? We used to have only these productions over here that were focused on what I needed for my nuclear facility, right? In particular, those pressure conversion cubes and also quite a bit of radio control units, right? That's what we're doing over here. We're making a lot of radio control units. By the way, in the last episode, if you missed it, we have increased the production of many things. We're making like 50 crystal oscillators. We're making tons of computers, making tons of radio control units, like I mentioned, and much more. But yeah, this has expanded. As you can see, we have a lot more of those drones now, and we have the elevator. We are, as I said, also delivering, actually, in this one, yes, the magnetic field generators from the factory I just showed you. They're going over here into this storage container, and they're ready to be delivered. So let's do it together and see this number at the top over here start moving up. 1, 2, 3, perfect. So in a couple of minutes it'll get to 500, which gives us time to look at the other one, right? We have 3 other, and maybe let's start with the one that's making some scary noise and visuals next to it, right? Particle accelerators. We're doing the nuclear pasta. And this is using what I just mentioned, the pressure conversion cubes, but also some some copper powder, sorry. And as you can see, by the way, the electricity consumption going up, like this is what's happening in this production, so keep that in mind. But yeah, we have the pressure cubes, coming from over here, right? And we still have some of them going into this here, drone ports for the nuclear facility, and then the other ones going this side, right, into this production. I'm producing enough, I guarantee you over here, this is still enough. So this is working on 100% if we want. Actually, it's probably not really working on 100% now. Oh, maybe it is. No, it is because it's not full. So we can see it. Yeah, working on 100%. But we do need 100 if you want to make 0.5 nuclear pasta. You need 100 of copper powder. And I'm sure you're thinking, if you haven't seen that before, okay, 100 copper powder, I mean, copper is everywhere, that shouldn't be so hard. Well, it's not that easy either. The good thing is we do have copper not too far from this hub, just over here. It's an impure one, but it's enough for what we need. At Mark 3, right, fully overclock, it's going to be enough. So you do need quite a bit of copper you're going to need to make all of this. Let me show you in a second. So the copper mine is actually at the top there. If you've never seen it, you do need to go up, but we're bringing obviously all of the copper ore down so that we can mix it with some water. This is the pure recipe as always, right? We're going to take basically 300 of this copper. Let me show you. Alright, we're going to take 300 of this copper ore and we're going to transform it into 750 of copper ingots by adding a bit of water. To be precise, by adding 200 of water. So really not that much. 1 water here, slightly overclock is totally fine. It's the classic, pure recipe. We have in the middle here the water and the ore, and then on the outside we have the ingots, right, that are being merged on a Mark 5 belt, right? Because this is 750, so Mark 5, and then it's gonna go into just 3 constructors, or to be precise, 2.5 constructors, because the first 2 are working on 100%, but the third one is working at 50%, because this is using a lot of copper ingots, right? We're talking about 300 plus 300 plus 150, that's exactly the 750, right? And this is going to make us the powder. 300 to make 50, so this is 50 plus 50 plus 25, so 125 to be precise, right? So the good thing is we're making enough for what we need. We only need 100, which is why we also have this awesome sink over here, right? But definitely not that much more. Definitely not that much more. to make sure that you do have a big production of copper ingots for this copper powder here. But yeah, this is basically what we're gonna use it for. And this is how we're making the nuclear pasta. And as you can see at the top, we only need 100 for version 1 phase 4. In the early access, I think we need 1000 if I remember correctly. Now we need 100. But we will need more of them for phase 5, which is why again, I did make this production fully automated, working 1%, and we're still, even if we finish the 100 out of 100 now, I'm still delivering and making some more, so we have some reserves for phase 5. But yeah, that is the second one, nuclear pasta. So now maybe going back into order, into the assembly director system. Right? This is actually the one right at the end over here, these things here, right? That's what it is, assembly director systems. This is the last one I started actually, so it may not be that full. Let's check that out. Yeah, it's not that full at all. But this is this production over here. Now, obviously you need a lot of inputs, but this is what I've added to be able to do it, right? So here it is, we have the assembly director system. It's gonna take adaptive control unit and supercomputers. These are both things we've made in the past, but we've never really made them in a perfect, productivity way, 100% productivity. So that's why I've remade them over here. We have the supercomputer on this side, and we have the adaptive control unit over here. So for adaptive control unit, you need 5 automated wiring, 5 circuit board, 1 heavy modular frame, and 2 computers. And 5 automated wiring is exactly what we're making into this old factory over here. Not mistaken, yes, this is this one over here. So we were already making 5 there. This is a big factory next to my motor factory, if you remember. Don't hesitate to check in the video description below if you want to see that. But yeah, this one we're already making 5. So this is coming out of this drone, right? This drone is delivering them over here, perfect. Then we're gonna need some circuit board, some heavy modular frame and computers. Now we're making all of this already before, right? So some of them we're gonna bring here, some of them I have remade for the simplicity of it. So you can see the computers, for example, we were already bringing computers over here, right? This is this belt from this drone port. We were already bringing computers to go into these guys here. So now I'm just bringing also some this side, and I'm making enough. Remember in the previous episodes, right, we're making a lot more computers now, so definitely enough. Then we have the circuit board and the heavy modular frames. So you can see the heavy modular frame is this one, and the circuit board is that one. The heavy modular frames, they do come from these drone ports, which comes from this factory over here. This is the old factory where we used to make crystal oscillators. Now we're still making them, we're just not using them anymore because we have a new one for crystal oscillators. Because this one used to make, I think, 1 crystal oscillator per minute. Now we have a factory over here that is making 50 per minute. So where is it? This one here, I think. Where is it? Somewhere over here. One of these over here is making 50 per minute. So it's this one there. So yeah, anyway, we're not using that one anymore, but we're still using, next to it, there was modular frames where I think we're making something like 5.2 per minute, and we were not really using them. And here, we're sending them here, because now we need just 1 per minute. So that's good, that's good. Last but not least is the circuit board. And this is the one where, again, making circuit board in places, but I decided to just restart a new one. This is over here, it's super simple one. There is actually only like 3 or 4 buildings. And it's not that far, again, that's why I made it. I'm gonna show you very quickly. So yeah, we have 1 oil deposit over here, and that's gonna send this oil up. That goes into a normal crude oil into rubber and heavy oil residue. Now this is not the most efficient way, for transforming rubber. You may have remembered in the past, I've showed you way better ways to do it. But you're gonna see that it's pretty good because look, we're making 20 rubber, right? 20 rubber is exactly what I need to make 5 circuit board, and I need exactly 5 circuit board. And then the only other thing I need is 40 petroleum coke. And look at this, with 20 heavy oil residue, because that's what I'm making here, I'm making 60 petroleum coke, which basically is enough, right? That means it's enough, and this is at 50%. So I'm using, all of the heavy oil because you don't want this to stop. And then with that, we're making a bit more petroleum coke than we need. So what's happening over here is we just have a smart filter that says first send petroleum coke there, but then if you're full, you can just send it into the awesome sink like it just did now. to make sure that this doesn't get full, right? Because again, you don't want anything to get full. So yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buildings to make exactly 5 circuit boards per minute, which is what I need. And obviously you can see this building not full because that's just the last thing I brought to this factory. But yeah, with this, we're basically making some assembly director system. Let me show you how many per minute. So all of these together working on 100%. This is one adaptive control unit per minute. This one adaptive control unit per minute will go here. I have underclocked it, right? So you can see to 66%, so that it is using one adaptive control unit per minute. And then we also need 0.5 supercomputer. So this is what's happening over here. Again, super underclock to make just 0.5. This is using radio control and cooling system. Both of those things we have here, right? We have already on displays both of these resources, so that was easy. And yeah, with this, we're making 0.5 assembly director system per minute. And with this, we've delivered the 500 easy. Before we actually, send all of this into space and finish phase 4, let's check the last one, thermal propulsion rocket, which is this one here. Now, thermal propulsion rocket, this is going to use modular engines, turbo motor, cooling system, and fused modular frames again. We have underclocked it slightly to 80%. We're making 0.8 instead of 1. Why? Because this needs 2 modular engines per minute at 0.8. Right? And this is exactly what I was making already. As you can see a theme, basically I took everything I was already making and I started using it. So this was this factory over here close to my basic oil factory, you may remember. Again, check in the video description below if you want to see that factory. Where we're making 2 modular engine per minute. So the only thing I did is to add a drone port over here, right? So that this drone port is delivering these over here. This is this one there, right? Delivering here, and we have quite a few other resources. For example, the modular fused modular frames over there, with the cooling system and the turbo motor. Cooling system, we're making tons of them. We're making 20 cooling system per minute, and we're not even using 10 at this point. So yeah, that's the problem. And then the last thing though was the turbo motor. We used to make turbo motor over here in the back there. I just moved this production here next to it so that it's easy for the logistic. It's also using similar elements, right, like the cooling system, the radio control units that we were also sending over here, some motor and some rubber. For the motor, this is one of these over here is sending the motors. No, which one is it? Where is it? Motors, this is this one. So motors coming from the motor factory, right, going here, going all the way there. Then we have the rubber is a resource we're making on site. Remember, this is making both rubber and the plastic, right? So we're just sending this rubber here, it goes down and it's going to come back up when we need it. So yeah, nothing extraordinary. Now this is one of the few buildings on this whole place that you can see that is yellow instead of green. Not because it's missing resources, you can see it's full of resources, but it's because it's actually producing too much. It's producing 1.8 when we only need over here 0.8. The reason I put more is because you may need a couple of those turbo motors for things like Manor Mark III. So we have the dimensional depot over here. So yeah, with this we always have enough turbo motor and I have enough input anyway, so that's not a problem. And those turbo motors, they go directly there, and as I said, that makes us 0.8 thermal propulsion rocket over here. They go into this one, and we have this storage container that's almost full now. So again, that's some reserve for phase 5. All goes into our space elevator, which is now full, so perfect. Let's tick this one. Do tell me in the comments below, if you have any questions about all of this. But yeah, I think it's time to go. Where is the entrance? On the other side. I put it on the wrong side, sorry about that. We have the entrance here of the space elevator, and it's time. All 4 have been completed, so let's seal it, securing the cargo, and let's get ready to send it into space for project assembly phase 4. This will unlock tier 9, the completely new tier. Now let's see what Ada is gonna say.
Welcome to the Pioneers Got Power Problems presentation.
I don't got problems.
That was a joke. Anyway, you're familiar with the process. Just throw the lever and the automated systems will take over. Imagine all the time and effort that would be wasted if you had to do all that work as well. Some work is just better suited for machines. Phase 5 contains technology the human brain cannot comprehend, so just trust in me and fix it policy and everything will go as planned. Answering all your questions will take time we simply do not have. Everything is going to be just fine, so long as you do your job. We've come this far together after all, haven't we? Anyway, you know what to do. Just don't forget to keep producing previous project parts, and plan ahead when setting up new production lines, and make sure not to leave it all until the last moment.
Thank you, Ada. I missed you. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of new buildings. So let's send it into space. Let's get ready. 3. Oh, that's not good. Come back. Come back. Okay. It's getting ready and send. Our project assembly is looking good. But yeah, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see now phase 5 with 3 new buildings and 1,000
Phase
of the
4
pasta.
project assembly completed. If style was measured in my performance reports, yours would be something special. Regardless, saving the day is within our grasp. Do not lose focus now. You must understand the weight on your shoulders, but you are not alone. I am here, and I know exactly what's at stake. This goes beyond Earth. Your actions will affect the universe at large. You might think I am exaggerating. Perhaps you will understand once you finish project assembly. Phase 5 awaits. I expect your best work.
Okay, Ada is expecting our best work. No, a lot of pressure for us. But it is, ladies and gents, we've unlocked phase 5, and so in the next episode we can start getting into tier 9 and obviously starting to also make those 3 new things which look pretty complex and cool. I hope you're ready for all of this new content. Smash like button and hope to see you next time.